Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeremy again. Today we're going to have a little discussion about what is probably the best set of the 1950s for vintage football, and that's the beautiful, iconic 1950 Bowman Football. I go back and forth with this set. Today it's my favorite, no question. Tomorrow it might be the 51 Bowman. I go back and forth on those, just in terms of looks, eye appeal, all that jazz. But 50 Bowman has an advantage in that it's got 10 Hall of Famers in it. It's also, as you can see from this slide, outside of it being a manageable 144 cards, it was the first full-colored distributed post-war set. And it also came out at the same time the NFL and All-American Football Conference quote-unquote merged. It wasn't really a merger. I think 3 teams merged into the NFL from the AAFC. But this set contains 10 Hall of Fame rookie cards and 23 cards of Hall of Famers in general. That's a hell of a lot of clout in one set. And it's visually stunning. For me, like I said, I go back and forth between 50 and 51. 51 Bowman I love because of the name plate and the logo on the front of the card. But 50 Bowman is just clean and beautiful, and the artwork's great, and yeah, it's got everything. And the population on these cards isn't very high, as you might expect. There's a total of just over 33,000 of this set graded by PSA, which, when you compare it to baseball, it's about half of what baseball is. And the most graded card is probably of no surprise to anybody. It's the autogram, but that's only over 1,000 copies graded by PSA. That's not very many when you compare it to, especially baseball. The biggest star with only, a shade over 1,000 of his rookie cards graded. That is not a lot. And the same is said, with the SGC population report. Again, it's autogram, but it's not very much. It's under 500. In fact, all the rookies, the Hall of Fame rookies in this set are under 500 graded copies by SGC. And outside of the autogram, they're all under 1,000 with PSA. That is just not a lot of population. So as you can see, I pulled some data for y'all to look at if you want to pause and look at how minuscule the pop report data is. But to me, it's more fun to actually look at the cards. So let's go look at some football cards. All right, first up, we've got the 50 Bowman, card number 9, Tony Canadeo, graded a SGC 3.5. Again, look, the artwork of these cards is... How do you not love 1950 Bowman football? In any grade, they look great. So there's one of the 10. Next up is the card number 51 of Tom Fears. Not really going in any particular order here. But again, I don't know, there's something about these 50 and 51. I haven't looked at these in a while. This looks pretty darn good for a 4. I honestly don't care about the grades. I'm all about the eye appeal, as you've probably figured out. Speaking of eye appeal, I remember this one. Lou the Toe Groza. This one's graded a PSA 6, and what's funny about this is I bought this on eBay and the seller had it listed for a PSA 5, which worked out to my benefit. Yeah, this is Lou the Toe Groza, card number 6, graded a 6. These cards are just so cool. I need to look at these a little more often. Here's the rookie of Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch. This one's graded a 5. It's got the, again, the vibrant color. Just about perfect registration. Centering's really, really good. Go back and look at Elroy Hirsch's numbers. He never gets talked about as being one of the best wide receivers of all time, but he really was. Him and Norm Van Brocklin tore it up for the Rams back in the 50s. Dante Lavelli is the next one. A Jeremy Special half grade, a 4.5. Again, just look at that. These just present so well. The one problem with 50 Bowman, I don't know if you guys have come across this or not, but there's certain cards where the images, the registration kind of shifts. You know, the outline of the player is kind of in a heavier dark ink, and you'll see that kind of shifted, and it makes the picture look really fuzzy. I see that a lot on certain cards, especially like the autogram. The autogram's really bad for that, but there are others as well. Bobby Lane is one I've noticed that's like that. Next up, 1950 Bowman is the Joe Perry, another nifty half grade. And really, 3 grades of this set usually look pretty darn good. It's kind of a nice sweet spot for me if I can't get a better looking copy, you know, a higher graded copy. I'm more than happy going under the collector's grade threshold to pick up a card that looks really good. Kind of like this Joe Perry. Yeah, look at that. Another really cool action shot, I guess, is the Max Speedy. Graded a 3, and this looks magnificent for a 3. I kind of love this card because it's about as simple as you can get. It's got a sky and it's got a dude catching a ball, and there's nothing else. He almost kind of looks like Superman flying through the sky. And you probably guessed that the reason for that Hirsch 3 grade is this corner. It's got a nice little ding. Funny thing is, you can't really tell from the front. I mean, it's there, but it doesn't stick out. Next up is one I just picked up a few days ago at the Apopka show. And that's the Marion Motley. This one's graded a 5. It's got great registration. Not the best centering in the world, but the edges and the most of the corners are pretty good. This upper right corner looks kind of bad. got a ding, but the other three are pretty nice. See, I got this in a deal this past weekend, a trade plus cash. As I mentioned in my video the other day about the show, this was I traded a bunch of newer stuff to get into this one. Couldn't be happier. Just two left, and these are the two bangers in the set. This is the Y.A. Tittle rookie card, graded a 5. I've mentioned before that I'm not sure this would be a card I would target today because the centering is kind of crappy left to right. I got a bit of FOMO on this a couple years ago. I don't know why. This isn't an impossible card to find. But I don't know. I mean, the corners and the edges are great. I shouldn't neglect how good those features are, and the color too. And as mentioned in the video, he's in his All-American Football Conference Baltimore Colts uniform here. Playing at dusk or dawn. I'm guessing dusk, I don't know. Maybe they got up early and practiced. I still have the Beckett seal on here. Do you guys keep those? I'm kind of curious. I kept all mine sealed, but I've seen people that don't really care and they kind of break the seal on these so all this crap isn't on there. Curious to know what you guys do. Do you guys keep these sealed, or do you rip them open and put them in a new sleeve so you don't have all these stickers on it? Last but not least is the autogram in a CGC holder. Why is it in a CGC holder? Well, quite honestly, because I got a hell of a deal on it. I paid PSA 3 prices for, well, hell, not even a PSA 3 price for this, because it's in a CGC slab. Which I get it. You know, they're not as renowned as PSA and all that, but CGC's been around a while. They've got good leadership from what I understand. And I also have read here and there that they're pretty tough on grading, so this one's clearly off center top to bottom, but the registration I was talking about, this image is clean, which is what I was looking for. The clean image trumps centering for me on this one. Not to mention the color is absolutely incredible, and especially in person. The video is not going to show that, but yeah, this is a beaut. CGC holders are nice. I don't know how many of you have any, but I really, really like them. Definitely more than PSA, and I don't know, they're kind of on par with SGC. SGC, I love the tux look on vintage, as a lot of people do. But these slabs are really, really nice. Makes me want to buy more of them, but there's not a whole lot. They're big with TCG cards. Not so much sports, but they're out there. Just not a lot of it. But their holders are crystal clear, which, I mean, it's crazy how clear these are. Not sure how they do that. Anyway, enough about that. That's the look at my copies of the 10 1950 Bowman Hall of Fame rookie cards. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, would love some feedback on what you think about 50 Bowman, what you think about the whole Beckett authenticity stuff. Do you break the seal and put it in a new plastic holder? And yeah, love to hear what you think. If you've stuck around this long, thanks very much. I tend to ramble, so kudos to you for sticking around. I appreciate it. Have a safe rest of the week, and we'll talk soon. Later.